I don't really have a subject today. So let's just see what comes up. I kind of like the occasional cold reads where you just go in without any preconceived notion of what the narrative might be. Okay. This is the Golden Tarot, this deck. I have a good, is this it? I'll put them back because it's so early. Sometimes there are a few cards left on the table when I'm shuffling or clarifying or something, and often those are meant to be in the spread. Pisces season coming up. Full moon in Virgo, I believe, coming up, and also full moon eclipse. Not there yet. Not there yet. Six of Cups. Often this can indicate a soulmate returning, somebody you knew when they were a kid, when you both were children, or somebody returning, or coming into your life that really reminds you of this childhood person. They seem like a different version of the dynamic you had in childhood. Tell me about this childhood friend or this. Is it all of these? Is it these? Okay. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. Second to last card in the Major Arcana. It's a kind of judgment day, reckoning, it can be. It's also a card of forgiveness and second chances. There's something about like rallying around somebody who maybe is trying to change their life. Could be this past life person or somebody who reminds you of that past life person. Nine of Cups. I think it's somebody who's near and dear to you. Six of Cups can be a card of nostalgia, and there are children predominant in both of these. This is somebody who perhaps wants to change their life, and you love them. You have a nurturing feeling toward them. It's sentimental in the sense that it just it's not only what you feel for them in the present moment, it has all these reverberations of either somebody you loved before or the same person from your childhood. Eight of Swords. Remember I said it's somebody who wants to change their life and may need your help. They're stuck. Or you're stuck. It might be you're stuck feeling like, you know, you have to help this person because Maybe you nurtured them in the past. So there's some kind of pattern of expectation. You know, that none of this is really reflected in the cards, so it's just sort of things I'm intuiting. Stuck in the past. Hangman. Pisces. We're in Pisces time. There's going to be some kind of revelation about this relationship. You know, it might have taken a long time to understand this from the other perspective. How they see you. They see you as a nurturer. Wow, 10 of Swords. I think this person was really hurt by some situation or people around them. They have a sense of betrayal, but they're processing their feelings about it. And they're trying not to let that painful thing that happened to them carry over, you know, and affect the good relationships in their life. I think they really value their relationship with you, and you make them happy. 9 of Cups. You know, and something in the way you love them gives them a glimpse into the possibility of loving themselves. Okay. And that this is kind of flatlined over something's been destroyed or killed or done in. And then there's this card of forgiveness, second chances, new life, people coming back to life. I think they think you can bring them back to life, or that this that this relationship can bring them back to life. But whatever happened kind of knocked the stuffing out of them. You know, and it may have put them in this position of, I don't know what I feel. It's going to take a while for me to act on my feelings. They know you love them. They may not be sure that they can love you back. Not because they don't love you, but somehow you know, they're so up in their head. They're trying to process their feelings, but they have an understanding that you you wear your heart on your sleeve. You're just they see you as a loving person. And they may have thought, sword energy, that they betrayed you. They may be looking to get forgiveness or a second chance, and maybe they're hoping you'll see it from their perspective. Tell me about this Hangman, the card of Pisces. Can be creativity, can be illusion, just working through emotions. And for some reason I'm getting this person may have a fairly blank affect, that they don't show what they feel. It doesn't appear on their face. They may look indifferent when they're really not. Or they can't put their emotional truth into action somehow. Magician on Hangman. You know, this to me is often like the card of the cocoon, of some emotional maturation that needs to happen. Like the cocoon hanging in the tree. There's a promise of a metamorphosis, of big change. Being able to come out of the, chrysalis state to just be a full-blown manifester, to take action, to bring, maybe even to if you remind them of some earlier relationship, they might now be wanting to manifest, magician, some sort of second life, like a chance to do the relationship again, but with somebody else. And that would be you. They kind of know that that's a bit screwed up. 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Let's see about Judgment, please. Wow, Chariot. I think we've gotten that in the last 3 or 4 readings. Card of Cancer, forward movement, victory, success, alignment, emotional balance. So this wasn't wasted time. They might not be able to do anything about it until after Pisces season, or after the eclipse, which is around the 13th, 15th, middle of the month. But it looks good for this second chance, and it looks good for the ability to process emotions and not to feel cut off. This person will increasingly feel less cut off from their heart. Maybe this earlier relationship actually was somehow damaging to them. So when they're reminded of it, as they, engage in the connection with you, it kind of makes them feel trapped. They can't sort it out. They think they're stuck. And they are stuck a little bit. But for a purpose. They're like powering up. It's sort of like recharging the emotional battery. And then they can move forward. And it could be you. When I say they, that's up to you to sort it out. But I think that I am actually speaking about the other guy. 6 of Cups, Ace of Swords. There's some kind of truth that they'll discover about this earlier relationship. It could be a past life, but I think it's actually a relationship they had in their childhood, that their feelings are getting kind of not dredged up, but activated by their feelings for you. And they're beginning to realize that. They're getting some self-knowledge. Aces can speak to the self. Like, I get this now. I can feel that I'm attributing something about this earlier relationship. I'm kind of grafting it onto my relationship with you. they recognize the pattern. And I think that they also are beginning to know the ways in which they're holding themselves back, maybe on purpose, because they certainly don't want to experience this themselves, and they don't want to do it to you. It's almost like they're putting themselves in this cage in order to keep you safe. But they know it now, so they have a kind of a key to, we've gotten the cage again and again and again, and this one again and again and again. Last 3 or 4 readings, moving on to a more peaceful place, more peaceful mindset, right out of this. And I think you're helping them get over some earlier relationship that didn't end well. They're beginning to recognize the way they've been somehow like overlaying their relationship with you. I think I've said it many a time, and it's a little bit hard to articulate, but they're beginning to see through the fact that their mind has sort of played a trick on them, and their mind has suggested to them this is a repeat of the past. Because in some respects, it feels Cup's energy like that's what it is. And there was a lot of pleasure, and 9 of Cups, and pain or numbness or fear or even like a disassociation, a feeling like I'm not really real or I'm not really here, and they're moving on from that. And I think you've helped them to do that. 6 and 6 is 12. 12 in Major Arcana is Hangman. They're working out some kind of, they're processing feelings about some earlier relationship using your relationship with them as a kind of template, and it doesn't really line up. You're not this earlier person. Tell us about 10 of Swords. What happened? Knight of Wands. I need one more, please, on Knight of Wands. This one? This one? 10 of Swords, Knight of... Somebody may have hurt them and skipped. Like bounced onto the next thing. In a kind of fickle, immature way. And maybe because they were kids, 6 of Cups. You might have been they might have been involved with this other person in their childhood. Like you were both very young, something like that. Nine of Cups, Devil. Nine of Cups, Devil. Well, I would wanted 2 on 10 of Swords. Please explain to me the painful ending. And we got Knight of Wands. And I think this is the other clarifier for that Devil. It was like a hit and run. And it was like somebody they were involved with was maybe like a love vampire. They took and took and took from this person. They kind of drained them and then left them, without looking back. Knight of Wands. So they see you as very loving. You're actually very different from this earlier one, but for some reason they were hearkening back. Maybe it made them feel like, love always hurts. People will always skip out on me. I'll stay stuck. Tell us about Nine of Cups, please. Is it this one? Is it on the split? Three of Pentacles. So, they see you as somebody who loves them and somebody they could actually work with, who'd cooperate with them, who'd stick around, who'd be a stabilizing force in their life. Pentacles are stable and reliable. They really can be. They don't, it's the opposite of this fly-by-night, the Knight of Wands. The Spirit's making a funny, like the fly-by-night. Somebody who touches down and takes off. And when they touch down, they really hurt whoever it is you're dealing with. And you could flip-flop the roles, but I think the way I'm talking about it is, for most of you, will resonate. That it's the other guy who was somehow affected by an earlier relationship, and they kind of took it out on you, or it was really their ability to see who you were was really clouded by some kind of earlier codependent relationship. And that may be over now, and it ended badly. There are still after effects of this, because they participated in this. Like their hands weren't clean. Or they think it was in part their fault that this happened to them. Okay. We have the Fool. Major Arcana card of Aries. First card in the Major Arcana. The willingness to take the risk, to take the leap. And here I see it as being particularly creative and innovative. Somebody who, marches to the beat of their own drum. They may, I don't know, it may be a musician. Somebody who's innovative. And maybe who's fought their way to the top. The Seven of Wands, there was all this other action going on, and they wanted to be like top dog. They wanted to stand out. This is a weird one. Is it this? Okay, and from that vantage point of top dog, Page of Swords, again, it somehow revealed to them something about their own behavior. The Fool is in traditional Rider-Waite is seen on the edge of the cliff. Here, this guy is just up high on the top of their game somehow. Almost like this person looks like they're almost like up on stilts. They're beginning to understand something about their own competitive nature. I want to be top dog. But they may be really looking into that because it hasn't produced good results in the past. Or somebody wanted to cut them down to size. I really barely know what I'm talking about here. Knight of Swords, cut them down to size. You know, the swords in this instance, I think, are weaponized. 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. And there's some kind of recognition about that's, you know, it's self-knowledge. That's what's going on here. I think this person is recognizing, yeah, 10 of Cups. They're recognizing that you're different. They could really be happy with you. And it almost pisses them off. This person's got a lot, they got a lot to work out. I mean, they're, you know, they see you as the one they could love long term, and it kind of pisses them off and it scares them. I think they know it would be a life changer. Yeah, absolutely, life changer. Last card in the Major Arcana. We have the Alpha and the Omega here. Is it this? World card, 2 of Cups. I'll be damned. We've been getting that again and again too, right? A loving connection. Now that some cycle has ended, you know, they can connect in a way that doesn't, where they honor the relationship with you as it is. You know, they can see it. They can see it now. They get it now. And it may be part of what they get is that, yes, you are a soulmate, but you're not like this earlier soulmate or childhood friend or childhood, you know, their first love or something like that. 9 and 9, 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords is 18. 18 is Moon. Card of deep feelings. I think they might be coming in to say, this really freaks me out. You know, I feel so much for you. But I love you, but you know, right up there on the list of what I feel is I feel afraid. And they might have even somehow blamed you for that. Oh, I don't believe it, Moon. Those 2 9s, 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 18 is Moon. Here it is. And we were talking about the full moon in Virgo, I think. Middle of March. And it's a full moon eclipse. So full moons are about release. And I think eclipse energy kind of doubles down on that. And what they may be releasing is their fear, 9 of Swords, their belief that really keeps them up at night. That this might be, that they might get hurt again. Or they might hurt you the way this person hurt them. There's something almost like an echo chamber here. But on this, perhaps on this full moon, or it might be on the new moon, which I think is at the end of this month, there's going to be some kind of very dramatic shift. Like feelings that were repressed. Because moon energy can be that, what's below the surface, what's, you know, unconscious or coming to consciousness. What's coming to consciousness and what they may have been repressing is that they think you're their person, Two of Cups. And they know that if they can face their fear around this, it would signify fear. Moon energy can be fear of the unknown. If they can acknowledge and process their fear around this, it will have marked like a huge psychic advancement. Like they've grown up in terms of, we had that the other day, somebody was a grown-ass person. But it's like this person has in fact processed their feelings about something bad that happened to them that involved toxicity, codependence, some kind of almost like vampire-like energy-sucking person who really hurt them, Ten of Swords. But I think on this new moon in Pisces, they might feel like they're ready, World card, to step into this new relationship with you. They believe you're their Two of Cups. I think that I'm getting the idea that, you know, they want this, they love you, but they are damaged. They're damaged. I mean, we're all damaged, but that this earlier relationship really messed them up. And I think what they did, they were left, so they did in fact repeat that behavior with other people. They had painful endings with people because they bounced on them, and that's what had happened to them. They had been betrayed, and somebody left them in the lurch. You know, after sucking their energy, like almost like a succubus. So for a time, perhaps quite a long time, they did that to other people. And they're afraid that they might do it to you. Tower. Tower. Let's get some more. S'more. It's a card of Scorpio, of dramatic change. I think, again, it's almost like in the earlier relationship, everything fell apart. You know, the foundation wasn't sound. Oh, something had happened with all that went down with this other person, that the whole relationship collapsed. In a kind of disastrous way. Tower, I mean, often I see Tower as positive. It did liberate them. You know, they were well out of it. But it made them hypervigilant for that happening again. Hermit. They may have withdrawn in the wake of this Tower. I mean, for a long time, they may have kind of retreated from the world. But during that time, they got to know themselves. Hermit is self-knowledge. It's the 9 card. It's knowing yourself. So now we have the 3 nines. So they're beginning to recognize their own patterns. And the fact that they could, hurt people. They were hurt and they passed it on. And they didn't want to do that with you. They did hurt you, but they were trying to protect you by pushing you away or something like that. So they went into a retreat and they got some self-knowledge. They learned a lot about themselves. And now they're able to, I think, come back into the world. They may be actually on the move. 6 of Swords, Chariot. They may be on the move. They may have moved. They couldn't stay where they were. And I'm saying it's a childhood thing, but is it a childhood thing? Something happened in their childhood and they've been repeating that pattern. And they thought you were part of the pattern and you're not. And now they know it. 3 of Swords. I think they pulled back. Hermit. They may have feared that they would hurt you or that they were too damaged. That everywhere they went, they created these tower moments again and again in every relationship. They thought they did. They've looked into their own behavior. Page of Swords, 7 of Wands, and saw how they, it's kind of like they stood above everything. They tried to not engage. I think they want to engage. And this could be you. You could be the one who was hurt and has been applying it to other relationships. But I think this is them. And I think you may have shown them the way. You may be introspective, and they may have gotten a sense from you that this is possible. And they may have hurt you, and they watched how you dealt with it. And you you learned from it. Is there one more here? Is there one more in the reading? This is it. Okay, that's it. I mean, it looks like it's moving in a good direction. They've gotten enough self-knowledge, so they're ready to start fresh. They may have let down the boundary, 7 of Wands. Because it was more about, the boundary was more about protecting you than about protecting themselves. I mean, I think they really did love you. And do love you. It scares them. They're working on it, though. They're processing their feelings, and they're processing what happened to them in the past. And they're doing that because they want a second chance, and they want to move forward, and they want to heal. They want to be a wholehearted person. They want this relationship, overcome their fear, enter into a whole new phase, etc. And I think you'll be able to tell fairly quickly if this is viable. You know, they'll kind of prove themselves in a certain way. It's like they really are coming up as a new person. Somebody who's processed their feelings and they want to connect. And I know we say that again and again. And this is somebody, it's conceivable you don't want to connect with them. But I don't think so. I think you'd be mystified at this whole backstory because they've not been talking about it. They were scared to talk about it. Nine of Swords, Knight of Swords. And afraid of how powerful this connection was. 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, the ribs. Oh my God. That's what happens when you stifle a sneeze. This person, I think, is not going to stifle anymore. And that scares them, and it may actually hurt when they start expressing emotion. Healing hurts. Okay, my friends, we have on the board Aries in the Fool, Virgo, Gemini in the Magician, Pisces in Hangman, Capricorn in the Devil card, Cancer in Chariot, some say Scorpio in Judgment, all the fixed signs. Is that true? All the fixed? I don't think that's right. But maybe in this case, I mean, there's some reason I said that. Capricorn again in the World. I mean, it's moving on from this kind of relationship into the whole new way of connecting. They're entering into the mystery of connection. And I think that's going to take a great deal of courage on their part. Because they have to admit things about themselves. And the fact that they were hurt and that they hurt other people. They repeated this pattern. 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles is 6. 6 in Major Arcana is Lovers. I think they may have actually even sought out relationships that I don't know that they knew were damaging, but maybe a part of themselves wanted to be convinced that love always ends up this way. But they've gotten they want to feel. They want to feel again. Okay, Scorpio and Tower, Hermit, Virgo and Hermit, Aries and the Fool, Capricorn, Scorpio again, Cancer, Cancer. This is complicated, and I think if you take this on, you're going to have some patience, because this person comes with some baggage, and they've developed some self-awareness, so they can work with you now. 3 of Pentacles. They know enough about themselves to know their shadow side, and somehow like the part of them that can be redeemed. They're a harsh judge of themselves, Judgment card. Like they thought there was something that they had done that made this irredeemable. I don't think they believe that anymore. That you somehow They believe that you would forgive them. You make them feel emotionally stable. There's something about your presence that they find healing, and it's like it's worth the risk. Okay, it's an awfully long one. Yes, it is. I love you guys. And yeah, I'll see you next time.